We're back to the Neil Haley show, and I cannot believe that the season finale for the Blacklist is about to end the season, and the show will be over, which is a very, very tough thing for so many fans. But they get this opportunity. I get a one-on-one with these two amazing people. What did you think about that?
Well, as Harry, I was intrigued by the continuity that it represented. You know, as Harold Cooper, I think that he is a little overwhelmed with the fact that that Elizabeth Keene, who she referred to Cooper as her father figure, or the closest thing to a father that she had. I think that was in season 8. And then to have her act on that by bringing her daughter into our lives, my wife and me, and bringing her into our home, it's intriguing because I know it's going to give access to Reddington to her in a more sort of domestic setting. That's going to bring some challenges, or has brought challenges that are unique to what the earlier part of the series suggested. So I think it's rich dramatically. I think, as I say, that it establishes the continuity between the great character of Elizabeth Keene, played by my dear friend Megan Boone, and this wonderful actress Sammy, who has played Agnes Keene. So it's been quite quite an extraordinary experience. It tells us that we've been around for a long time, and that the story could go on in a new dynamic.
Interestingly enough, I had been on a couple of auditions, Law and Order, and another short film I did where I had to learn African dialect, and also did a play back in 2004, Intimate Apparel, where it wasn't an African dialect, it was a Caribbean dialect. So it had been something that I had been working on for a while. So when I got the role of Dembe, it wasn't foreign to me. I was very comfortable with it. Of course, there were certain words and vowels and letters that tripped me up and things like that. But for the most part, I was 80% ready to tackle it.
Of this character, what challenges do you think you had playing it, especially going into the, everyone else has been on the Blacklist for so many seasons and taking that role up, Hisham? What do you think your biggest challenges were?
Sorry, say that last part again.
Biggest challenges playing that character.
I mean, the biggest challenge for me personally playing the character and professionally is when he went over to the task force. I think when Dembe went over to the task force, there was just a lot of jargon and a lot of download that Dembe wasn't, and Hisham Tawfiq wasn't used to doing, especially with that type of accent. I would say that was the biggest challenge. And I will say earlier also, personally, the challenge and the learning the power of silence and how to maneuver and how to handle that in the first couple of seasons when Dembe didn't have any lines at all.
Harry, how does it feel now? So many seasons of the Blacklist that it's finally coming to an end. Is it still real for you?
Well, we've had a little more time to get used to it, Neil, than the fans, perhaps. That is, we completed filming. We wrapped up shooting of it, gosh, a couple months ago now. And so, just getting used to it. We would normally be off this time of the year anyway. This is our hiatus time. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an adjustment. But I think it's important for actors, people in this industry in general, people in life to some extent, to not get too accustomed to something. 10 years is a lot. It could have gone on longer, but it's enough. And I think that that it's important to keep the juices flowing. It's important to know what the new shows are going to be bringing. It's important to know that we can sort of still be viable in that environment, even though much of the future at this particular moment is a little bit in doubt because of pending strikes and ongoing strikes with the Writers Guild and so forth. But that said, I think it'll give everybody a chance to kind of reconfigure and to see what the future is going to bring, and to see if we are capable of being up to the task of swimming in the current tide.
So again, Thursdays, 8 p.m. on NBC, and the 2-hour season finale is Thursday, July 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate you guys. Thanks again, and thank you for bringing to the fans of the Blacklist so many amazing seasons, and best of luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I take care. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.